Good morning. I am starting this video once again in the parking garage. Today is Monday, and before we get started, please like and subscribe. Please share my channel. Please comment whether you agree with me or not. I love hearing from you. I love having you here. Thank you very much. I'm about to go out the garage. The door's going to open. The sun's going to come up, and you'll see. I colored my hair this weekend. I actually took a weekend off and I did some stuff. And one of the things I did was I finally went into the salon and colored my hair, which this has been a long time coming. I've been wanting to do this for fall. Looks like sirens, looks like all kinds of stuff going on in the city this Monday morning. So I'm gonna just kind of make sure I'm looking around, take it easy. There are cars flying in all directions. I'll wait until these people are done flying in all directions, and then I'll get started with my video. All right, so this was quite an interesting weekend, I have to say. I wanted to take the weekend off. I had plans, and the plans that I had for this weekend were to relax, go for a walk, go out in the fall leaves, take some pictures because I'm a photographer. I love pictures. Nothing that I planned worked out. I didn't do a darn thing I said I was going to do, except two things. I went into work, which I don't even know why. I went into the office to work a few hours of overtime, like 3 hours, and then I dropped off a cat tree to my son, which I wanted to do. So I did those two things, and then I decided to go check out the mall, which I had never been to before. I just thought I'll cross that off my bucket list. So I ended up in the mall, which I don't know why I would spend my weekend day in a mall, because I hardly ever get sunshine and fresh air, and here I am inside a mall on a bright sunny day, but go figure. There was a hair salon, and I took the opportunity. I decided in that moment that this would be a good time to get my hair done. So here I am with red hair. I accomplished that. So, it's like Saturday I accomplished some things. But then I thought, okay, Sunday I'll get up early. I'll go for my walk. I'll take the pictures. I'll do everything that I had planned to do on Sunday. And none of it happened. And I'm really starting to believe this thing about the one side of the brain is the part that tells you, I will do it, I can do it, and I will do it. And the other side is that habit part that's like, no, you're not going to do it. Nah. You're tired, you're lazy, you don't feel like it. When have you ever gone out for a walk? You don't do that. It's not you. And so, yeah. Hold on a second. I'm going to make sure I get over here safely. This is the part. All right, I'm in my lane. So anyway, I let the part of my brain that talks me out of things talk me out of having a really good day taking pictures. And instead I did chores. I did things around the house. I did get things done, but not as much as I probably should have. Just really had a lazy day, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a lazy day, but Saturday was kind of that day. After I got home, I had enough laziness on Saturday. I didn't need another whole day of that. But I started to really look into this because I'm really interested in this thing about the two sides of the brain, and about, how part of us wants to say, I can, and these are the changes I want to make, and this is what I want to do in support of myself and my goals. And, it's going to require changing these habits. And then there's the other side that's like, it's the you can't side. You can't, you won't, you shouldn't. It's that side. And, I've decided that I'm kind of going to go to battle with this. I've done it before where I have consciously said, oh no, I'm not listening to they call it the voices in your head, whatever, the little voice that one voice says you can do it and the other voice says no you can't. It's like the angel and the devil, angel on one shoulder, devil on the other. that's what they're calling basically the two sides of your brain. The one is negative and the one is basically all chipper and positive. And they battle each other, and they come together in the middle. The middle is where you reconcile those, and that's where you form habits. So I'm going to look more into that. I don't have that pegged as an exact science yet, but it's interesting. And I also started watching some videos about the cells and how the cells cooperate with our words. And I'm really interested in this because there was a video of a guy, and sorry I never have references, and I don't have the whole thing memorized, but I'm going to try to give you the gist of what he was saying. And I will, if I can find him, I will get you the name of who this is. But he talks about cells being almost like children, and we're the parent, and we tell our children things, and they are molded and shaped by what we tell them. He went on to describe the parts of the cells, and there's a very scientific backing to this as far as what the cells are created, from what they're made of, and how this happens and how it comes about. But our cells, each and every cell, what he said in the beginning of the video is, when you look in the mirror, you're not looking at you, you're looking at a whole bunch of cells. And those cells are all like little children just waiting to hear your command. And whatever you command them to do, that's what they're going to do. They're going to shape in the way that you tell them to. And you can tell them to consciously with words. You can tell them to subconsciously with your inner thoughts and feelings. You can tell them superconsciously with that part of you that doesn't even really know what's going on, the deep down in their processor. And if we tell ourselves to do certain things consciously, that's what does create habits. It doesn't just create better habits, but it actually shapes ourselves to be in line with what we need to support our goals and to support our dreams and to support who we are and who we want to be. So our cells can fight against us, or they can join in with our joy and participate and create an us that is the us that we want to be. So I don't have this, again, this isn't something that I'm pushing as absolutely positively the truth at this point. I just watched it, and when I watch things, I observe them and I find them interesting, and then I want to explore. So I'm in the exploring stages of this right now, but I do really find it fascinating. And also, not only do I find it fascinating, I also believe that it could be extremely helpful. Okay, I want to get around this truck, and this car is going 20 miles an hour in front of me. Everybody's going 20 miles an hour. What is going on here? And I have to get over. So I'm either going to have to... Okay, this guy's... All right, yeah, get out of the way. I'm going to need to get over too, dude. I'm sorry, I'm talking to the person in front of me because they either seem old or drunk or like they don't know how to drive, and that's... Okay, so speaking of telling yourselves things, speaking that out loud, I'm like frustrated, but we don't have to direct our thoughts and our feelings and everything toward ourselves specifically. Like, we don't have to get up in the morning and be like, okay, cells, rise and shine, everybody get up. I mean, we could do that, I guess, but it's really what we're speaking throughout the day. And that was a really good example. Life got in the way just there. Good, perfect example. Life got in the way. I was driving down the road on my way to work, and this guy is putzing along like he's on a golf cart. And it frustrated me, and I allowed my frustration to come out my mouth, and there we go. My cells are getting the memo, and my cells are in there like, oh, we're to be frustrated. That's what we are to be. I think this guy has a point. Because if my cells are getting the memo that I am to be frustrated, that we're all to be frustrated, then I'm going to end up having a frustrated air about me. today. Maybe I'll go in the office and people will be like, are you okay? Like, I went in one day when I was having kind of a bad morning, and one of the managers actually said, are you okay? He could tell that there was something different about me. I wasn't having my usual cheerful, everything is on the bright side, life is good kind of morning. I was like running late and things weren't going right. I think it was one of those parking garage days, and it was raining, and I was parked on the roof, and he noticed. I didn't say a word. I didn't say a single word. I was just sitting there, and he actually walked up to me and asked me if I was okay. So he noticed that I wasn't the usual me, whether it was a look on my face, whether it was that I was slouching, whether I don't know. See, I don't know. But it's interesting. It's like people can tell. People can tell when you're having an up day, and people can tell when you're having a down day. People can just kind of tell. And I have mentioned that I am empathic. And I think all that really means is in tune to those nuances, in tune to what other people are experiencing without words having to be said, in tune to those energies, I guess you could call them. But whatever it is that the cells are doing in there, I do truly believe that they are molding and shaping to what we say to them, because the Bible says to take every thought captive. So that's our subconscious. We have to take care of our thoughts by taking them captive. We have to adjust. And it also says, watch what you say. Every word that comes out of your mouth. And, here's the thing. When people get really religious and they say every word out of your mouth is going to be judged, they look at like there's a punishing God outside of ourselves that's going to smack us down for, let's put a video on and show us all the horrible things we've ever said to anybody, and we're just going to get the smackdown with every word, and we're just going to be dug deeper and deeper and deeper into hell with every word we have to remember that we said that was negative. But what if that is just a metaphor for every word spoken will be judged, because every word is heard by everything. Every word is heard by our cells. Every word is heard by what makes us us. Every word is heard by the all, the everything. Some people have said, well, don't do that behind anybody's back because God knows. Nobody might see you doing it, but God knows you're doing it. And that's true as well. Because when you do something shady, even if nobody sees you doing it and you think you get away with it, you don't really get away with it, because you know what you did. And it lives inside of you. And the all, the God that is all of us, that is everything, the universe and all of life is connected. So when we do something shady and wrong, it's known. It may not be detected physically in the physical world, but it's known. That's interesting. So, I'm here at the office now, as you can tell. And that's really all I wanted to talk about this morning. I just wanted to kind of bring up this subject. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard of any of this. Have you heard anything about the different sides of the brain? Have you heard anything about one side of the brain is the yes man and the other side of the brain is the no you can't? Have you heard anything about our cells and how our cells respond to what we say? Have you heard anything about that? And if you have, please share anything that you know that I haven't brought up, or anything you want to add to it, or if I'm saying something that you happen to know that is totally wrong, please feel free to correct me, because I'm always learning. But that is today's subject. I'll be posting this a little later tonight. Time to get into the office. Hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you next time.